Hey, just redoing the video for 7E2, question 11, to do it fully. So the question, height of a rectangular prism. We know the volume. The volume of a rectangular prism from the lessons was length times width times by the height. We're told that the base is 5 and by 3, so right now, length and width is 5 times by 3, but we don't know the height. That's what we're trying to work out, and you know that the volume is 40. So there's only one unknown here. We can work out all the other stuff. We can work out 5 times by 3 is 15 times by h. H is the height. We need to get that by itself. So to get that by itself, we need to remove this times by 15. The opposite of times by 15 is divide both sides by 15. So calculator, where is the calculator? 40 divided by 15, so the height is going to be 2.67. So height, why is this? My little cover up thing's not working. The height is going to be, it keeps moving now. I'm going to lock that in place, my little, no, I can't lock it in place, I just need to draw it. So height is going to equal 2.67, and that was in centimetres. B, the side length of a cube of butter with volume, so the volume of a cube is going to be length times width times height. It's a cube, so all of them are the same. So let's just call it length times length times length. So it's going to be length cubed. And the volume is 34.01. So to get the length, the opposite of cubing something is cube root. So length is going to be cube root of 34.01 on the calculator. Scientific cube root is that, 34.01, 3.24. So length is equal to 3.24 centimetres for B. For C, the height of a glass cone with base radius and volume 706. So the volume of a cone is 1/3 times by area of base times by height. The area of the base of the cone is pi r squared because it's a circle. Pi times by radius squared, and then, so I replaced area of base with pi times by radius squared times by height. So 1/3 times by pi. The radius is 12.3. 12.3 squared times by height is what we don't know. So we do know that the volume is 706. Okay, to get rid of the timesing by a third, the opposite of timesing by a third, or which is the same as dividing by 3, is multiplying by 3. So if we multiply everything by 3, 706 times 3, it's going to be 2118, and the third is going to disappear. It's going to be pi times 12.3 squared times by height. What is 12.3 squared? 12.3 squared. So it's going to be pi times 151.29 times by h is 2118. 151.29 times that by pi. So we're working out what we can, except for the unknown, which here is h. So that's 475.29 times by h. So the opposite of timesing by 475.29 is dividing by 475.29. 475.29. That'll cancel out. 2118 divided by 475.29. So the height is going to be 4.46. Was that in centimetres? Cone, yep, centimetres. D. the radius of a sphere weather balloon with a volume 73.62. So the volume of a sphere is 4 on 3 times by pi times by the radius cubed. The volume we were told is 73.62, so replace volume with that. 4 over 3 times by pi times by radius is what we don't know. Okay, to get rid of the divide by 3, we times everything by 3. So 73.62. Oh, times by 3. 220.86. The divide by 3 is gone, so now we're left with 4 times by pi times by radius cubed. Calculator can work out what 4 times pi is. To leave, the only thing left on the right hand side is the r squared. 4 times pi, 12.57. 220.86 is equal to 12.57 times by radius cubed. What is the opposite of timesing by 12.57? Divide by 12.57. Divide this by 12.57. 220.86 divided by 12.57. 17.57 equals r cubed. The opposite of cubing something is cube root. So cube root, the answer, the radius is going to be 2.60. What units was that? Weather balloon, meters. So that's going to cubic meters. So that's going to be in meters. E, the radius of a steel cylinder. Volume of a cylinder. Volume of a cylinder is equal to the area of the end, which is a circle, pi times radius squared, times by the depth of it, or otherwise known as the height of the cylinder. The radius of the steel cylinder, it's got a height of 4.6. The volume is 43.75, so V, 43.75 equals pi times by, we don't know the radius, but we know the depth or the height is 4.6. We can times those out because the order of multiplication doesn't matter. Pi times by 4.6 is 14.45 times by radius squared. The opposite of timesing by 14.45 is dividing by 14.45. 43.75 divided by 14.45. 3.03 equals r squared. Opposite of squaring something is square root. So r is going to be 1.74 centimeters. F, base radius of a cone. We know the volume, so the volume of a cone is 1/3 times by. The area of the base of the cone is a circle, so pi times by radius squared, and times by the height of the cone. The volume of this cone is 203.9 replaces V. 1/3 is the same. Times by pi, same. We're trying to find the radius, so r remains unknown. The height is 6.2. Opposite of dividing something by 3, times by 3. So times all the left-hand side by 3. So 203.9 times 3, 611.7. 611.7 equals, the third is gone. So now it's pi times by radius squared times 6.2. The order of multiplication doesn't matter. I can work out what pi times 6.2 is. Pi times 6.2. 19.48. 19.48 times by r squared equals 611.7. Opposite of timesing by 19.48 is divide by 19.48 on both sides. That's going to cancel. So 611.7 divided by 19.48. 31.40 equals r squared. Opposite of squaring something is square root. So r is going to be 5.6 what was the units? Centimeters. So what was that? 7E2. 7E2. Question 11. E2 question 11. What do we got? 2.67, 3.24. 2.67, 3.24. That's right. Four 2.6. 4.46, 2.6, that's right. 1.74, 5.6. 1.74. 1.74, 5.6, all correct, okay? So that is 11, fully complete. Hopefully that helps you out. See you in the next video.